Okay, as we have studied the time-based migration, motivational-based migration, distance-based migration. So now we are going to study area-based migration. Now in this area-based migration, the importance is given to the area. Okay, according to the area, from which area does the people migrate, to which area they migrate is given the more importance. Now, how is the migration taking place? Generally, people migrate from less developed economies to better developed economies. Means from less developed countries or underdeveloped countries, the migration takes place to the well developed countries. It shows the change in the trend of migration. So definitely by this we can understand the trend of migration, that which country is having good economical condition, good scope, whereas which country is having less economical condition and less development. The area based migration shows a change in the trend of migration. Political and economical approaches, the level of education in the society, and the availability of infrastructure is an important factor which affects the area based migration. So, wherever there is better economic condition, availability of infrastructure, all these things are going to affect the area of migration. There is a definite cause from this migration that we also often aim is economic well-being of an individual. So the main aim is what? The economic well-being of an individual. Okay, after this, now we are going to with the next topic, that is the causes of migration. So what can be the cause of migration? Okay. Migration is mainly done why? Because of industrialization, because of development of science and technology, employee opportunities, socio-economic and political conditions, war, natural calamities, and various other factors. So all these things are going to affect migrations that we have already studied. Now it is also a complex phenomena. Why? Because it changes from a person to person. It changes by his thinking, it changes by his willingness, and it also changes from a place to place. Each and every place has a different climatic condition or different natural factors. So it also changes from place to place. As I told you about the push and pull factors. Now, if in some certain areas there is a condition that attract the population, so that we call them as the pull factors. And at the same time, if there are conditions which repel the population, then we call them as the push factors. Okay, so push factors are also further classified as voluntary based migration and forced migration that we have already studied in the starting itself. Now let us study what is the main aim of migration. So whenever a person migrates from one place to another, the foremost and the main aim of the migration is what? A better and prosperous life. Means the life which he is running in the present, he wants a better life. So because of that, he migrates from one place to another. Okay, now let us study what are the factors of migration. The factors affecting migrations are physical factor, demographic factor, economic factors, socio-cultural factors, political factors, natural calamities, and other factors. So, all these factors are affecting the migration. Let us study them one by one. Physical factors affecting migration are, now, what are the physical factors? Physical factors affect the population density and acts as push and pull factors. So, what are the physical factors? The factors like low-lying areas, drinking water, fertile soil, good climate, well-developed infrastructure and facilities. So, all these are the factors. But these factors, they act like as a pull factors because these are all positive factors which attract the population. Okay, and other physical factors like harsh climate, hilly terrain, infertile, poor soil, difficulties in building transport network, drought condition force the people to move out of the region. So these are the other physical factors which make the people to move out, to repel them. Okay, these are the Push factors. The job seekers and entrepreneurs prefer and start their business in the cities with the favorable location which provides number of jobs. So always the business, the entrepreneur or any startup of the business is done in a favorable location where there is lot of amenities and where there are good infrastructure which can provide number of jobs. Okay. Now the next factor is the demographic factor. Now, demographic factor plays a vital role in migration. It is playing a big role in the case of migration. Now, what is demographic factors? Demographic factors are the socio-economic characteristic of the population expressed statistically. So, what are the characteristic socially and economically of a certain population is called as demographic factors. Okay. So what are the factors that are included in demographic factors? The factors like age, gender, level of education, amount of income, marital status, occupation, religion, birth rate, death rate, the average size of a family, the average age of a marriage. So all these factors they come under demographic factors. Okay. Among all this, the age is considered as the important demographic factor. So most probably the age is considered as the most prominent demographic factor. Young male population shows high degree of migration. So the highest degree of migration is seen where in the young age persons. Due to lack of employment opportunity every year, large number of skilled, unskilled, educated and uneducated people migrate from India to USA and Australia. So because of lack of employment opportunity in the developing countries or underdeveloped countries, you can see that many skilled people, unskilled, educated, uneducated people, they migrate from their countries to the developed countries like USA and Australia. Even in the case of Kerala, high proportion of female population is seen. In Sindhudurga district also of Maharashtra, there is lot of out migration of young male population from that place so as they move to the cities where they are much more developed. Okay, now let us come to the next, that is the economic factor. Now what is economic factor? It is totally dependent on the economical conditions. Okay. Economic migration makes us understand the direction of migration. So, at which direction the migration is more, it gives the trend to the migration. Some areas have good capacity to attract people. Because of this, occupational structure lead to the growth of jobs, higher wages, higher standard of living, as all these things act as the pull factors. So the areas which have more attraction or more development, such areas act as the pull factors because of occupational structure, growth of jobs, higher wages and higher standard of living. So, because of liberalization, privatization, globalization, and development in the means of transport and communication, there are a lot of changes in the migration. As all the things have become easy, globalization has taken place of Indian government, development of means of transport has been taken place. So, all these activities is being accelerated and it can be easily conveyed. It is no more a basic requirement of any region to be a self-sufficient. Now, no more region wants to be self-sufficient. They have increased their interdependency of trade. Why? Because it is easy, very easy, and the people are interacting with one another from one place to other place. And because of this, migration has been accelerated and commuting is also been accelerated. No region is self-sufficient. There is a lot of interdependency of region which has accelerated development of trade and has increased the interaction between the people of different place. As you all know, every region has some or the other drawback. They don't have some or the other resources. Okay, so all the regions or all the countries, they are interdependent on each other. So because of the development of transportation communication, because of this there is a development of trade, and it has also increased the interaction between the people of different places. Okay, factor is socio-cultural and religious factor. Now, as you all know, man is a social animal. He doesn't prefer to stay isolation. Okay, he always live in the groups. People who migrate in new areas always show a tendency to move in areas where they have a known neighborhood. So wherever you know someone, or you can stay, you can match to those people, you prefer to stay in those places. Now, most probably, which preferences is given? The people tend to migrate to new areas which has good medical facilities, school, workplace, or any place which has better accessibility. So, where there are all the amenities like good medical facilities, school, workplace is also convenient. So, all these things is a good, or it is most probably selected by the people. The groups are formed according to the similar thinking of the people. So these groups are always formed according to the similar thinking. Now, religious freedom is a social cause of migration. Everyone has a freedom to choose their own religion. So because of this, it is a social cause of migration. People with good education are more awakened and has wider desires. So a person which has a good education always has a broader thinking. He is more awakened as compared to the uneducated people, and his desires or his aspiration is more as compared to uneducated person. People with low socio-economical status are also mobile, as they don't have their own property. Okay, now there are some people, they don't have, they are not good in their economic status. Their economical condition is not good. So such people are very much mobile. They don't have their own house, and because of this, as they don't have their own property, they prefer to migrate from one place to another in the search of their job. People with specialized knowledge, like doctors, architects, lawyers, are less mobile. Now, this specialized knowledge, they set up their business in a particular place, in a particular area, and they are very familiar to those areas, so they don't prefer to migrate from one place to another. The communities that are dominated by traditions, customs are less mobile. So there are some communities which are orthodox, they are dominated with traditions, they have some backward thinking. Such type of people are very much less mobile. Okay, they stay in their own places, they don't move from one place to another place. The next factor is the political factor. Migration offers Second World War is a big example of political factor. Now, as you all know that the Second World War is the big example of political factor. Why? Because it had involved almost many of the countries. Okay, and lot of human life and economic life was totally disturbed. Migration took place from Germany, Italy, Hungary to different parts of the world during this war. So almost many countries, or almost more than half of the countries, were involved in this war. In 1950s, due to the shortage of labour, UK, the government encouraged from British Empire colonies to come to UK. So after the World War, what happened? There were a lot of shortage of the labourers in the UK government. So they encouraged the people from British Empire colonies to come in the UK for the work concern. But what happened in 1992, due to recession, many countries changed their immigration policies. Okay, they had put restrictions on visa and work permits. So in 1992, the immigration policies. Immigration means what? Someone moving into a country. Okay, a person who is moving into a country is said as immigrant. So they had kept restrictions because of recession. This has brought change in the international migration and even the political relation of the countries, which affects the flow of migration. So this has also brought a change. in the international migration, and even the political relation also changes according to the flow of migration. Okay, now during the recession period in 1992, many countries changed the immigration policy, as I told you before. So it had brought some changes in the international migration. So even because of this, what happened, the political relations of the countries were affected due to the flow of migration. Okay, study the last factor is the natural calamities and other factors. Okay, now what are the natural calamities? The calamities which are very sudden, which are or of forced types. Okay, because these calamities we cannot control them. Okay, we don't get any prior intimation. We have to be prepared for such things. There is lot of loss as it is out of our scope. Now, first point is migration due to calamities is generally sudden and forced type. Earthquake, floods, tsunami, and fire are the main calamities. So these are the main calamities which are naturally occurred. We cannot cope with it. They compel people to migrate to the safer areas. We don't have any option when these calamities occur. We are compelled to move from our areas and to move to the other places. Now they have given the examples of California and Japan. In California and Japan, the high frequency of earthquake results in migration. The disastrous effect of the tsunami was so much in Southeast Asia on 26th of December 2004 that forced many of the people to migrate from the coastal areas and the other parts. Now the second example they have given in the North India, that is Bihar. In Bihar, the river Ganga is always flooded. Okay, people are forced to migrate to the new places as this river has big big flooded plains. During Bhopal gas tragedy is the next example. So during this, lot of peoples were forced to migrate because it had a great disaster and great impact on the on that area during the disaster. Spread of information, knowledge, aspire the people for more comfortable life, better standard of living, more higher education, more employment. All these factors influence the people to move from less economical developed region to more economical and developed region of the countries. So these are all the factors which we have studied, and these are all the causes of migration. So let us revise the causes once again. First is physical factor, second is demographic factor, third is economic factor, fourth is socio-cultural factor, fifth is political factor, and sixth is natural calamities and other factors.